Howdy y'all, Chris Bowen here for Meat Off the Bone. Today I'm actually trying an experiment that I've never done before. What I've made is, I've made what I'm about to make it before, but I'm just doing it. One, I'm going to change it up and put it in the muffin pans, and I'm also going to half the recipe because I really don't have, that much, well, I have the ingredients, I just don't feel like making the entire amount. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make banana bread. I'm going to show you guys how to make banana bread. Traditional regular banana bread, but I'm going to put a little twist on mine, which I always do, and I'm going to put a little cinnamon swirl inside of it too. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you'll be the first to know. Let's try it out. All right. Now, what I'm about to show you, do not be alarmed. Yes, those are bananas. I just happen to, they have to be in my fridge for about maybe 5 or 6 days, a little bit too long. They're still good. They're just, all the sugar has come to the surface and the skin has turned brown. That is what brown bananas taste like. This is what they look like on the inside. They look really, actually they do kind of look nasty, but they're as sweet as you possibly can be, and they're really, really, really soft. This is exactly how my mother used to make her banana bread. Whenever, we used to have bananas in the house all the time, and when the bananas went like too brown, she'd stick them in the fridge, make sure they get really, really brown, and then after they were about that brown, she'd take them, peel them, and they're ready to cook. These are perfect for banana bread. You don't want to use raw or semi-raw or semi-ripe semi-ripe bananas for banana bread, because you're going to get chunks and it's not going to stick together correctly. You always want to use the brown stuff. So this is perfect. This is better than perfect. All right. Instead of a baking sheet pan loaf, our bread loaf pan, I'm going to use muffin pans because I can. Make sure you grease them up with your Pam or whatever, your spray. We're going to need sugar. I'm going to put in some chocolate chips because I can. The cinnamon is for the this is for the cinnamon swirl I'm going to make. But we're going to need an egg, some baking powder, some vanilla, some flour, sugar, of course bananas, and just mix them really all together. Bake them at 350 degrees for 60 minutes. You have banana bread. It's really, really easy. So this is the reason I want to do it, is to kind of show you kind of like a different way of doing it. Okay, well, the recipe asks for 1 stick of butter. Okay, well, 1 stick of butter is 1/4 pound of butter. This is 1 pound of butter right here. This is 4 sticks. So what we're gonna do, actually I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna reuse that. With a chef's knife, put it right down the middle. And then okay, that is done. All right, what you need to do, you don't really have to, your best bet is to use room temperature butter, but I don't have room temperature butter, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to melt this. Get off my knife. That's all. I'm going to do the same thing with that one, because that's going to go with the swirl that we're going to make later. "30 seconds is fine. Waste makes haste." Anybody see RoboCop? That's what's wrong. Yeah, the original RoboCop, the you know, the 80s version, the good one, not that new crap they have out there. All right, we are good. I'm gonna set that, let that cool down just a little bit, because I'm gonna mix in the I'm gonna mix in the wet ingredients plus the sugar plus the egg and the banana, and then the flour will go in last. As we're waiting for this to, I guess, melt, well, put this back in. We'll go ahead and, I guess I'll go backwards. This would be the cinnamon swirl. Okay, now that that's more or less mixed, this is just going to be like a flavor to it, like a garnish almost. It's no big deal. I think I probably made too much. I'm not going to use all of this. I'd just rather have too much than too little. Okay, now for the bread. Add the it'll be 3/4 of a cup of sugar, all 3 bananas. Well, actually, it's gonna be 3 medium-sized bananas. You can use a mashed potato masher, or well, really anything. I mean, all you're doing is mashing up bananas. I mean, I'm using a fork. Some people like to be, you know, better than others. Now you see, since the banana was so soft, it really mixes really well. I mean, there's like going to be virtually 0 lumps. They'll have the flavor of banana, but you're not going to have any chunks of banana, which some people do like. I give them that. But if I'm making a bread, I want to be able to, you know, eat bread, not chunks of fruit. I mean, like I said, some people do like it. I mean, I sometimes put in walnuts. I'm not going to today because I'm putting the chocolate chips in and the swirl. I don't want to overdo anything. But yeah, this is coming out really good. All right, now my egg. Mix in really well. And next, our flour. Oh well, I guess we'll put in the baking soda and some vanilla. Only a teaspoon of vanilla and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. Just a little bit of salt. See, this is why I use my hands. See, that would have been horrendous. About maybe it's a pinch of salt to taste. You can put like up to maybe a half a teaspoon of salt, or up to a teaspoon. It's up to you, depending how salty. Some people like a little bit of a saltier bread, which I agree with. But I'd rather put too less salt in than too much, because you can always add. You cannot take away, and if you put too much salt in, you're screwed. Okay, now 2 cups of flour, and you really don't want to overdo the folding. You want to mix everything in gingerly, and I'm probably gonna, well, I'll use my fork. I'm not gonna really worry about it. If you over mix the flour into the banana dough, it will become, the bread will become denser. You really want a light and fluffy banana bread. Everyone is going to be doing theirs differently. Some people like a denser bread because a denser bread is easier to cut, and it's also easy to stick in the toaster. Because take banana bread, slice it, stick it in your toaster, break it out, slather some butter or some peanut butter on there. Awesome. All right, that's looking really good. That's a good consistency. That's exactly what I want. I don't need it too dense and too doughy, but I don't want it to be like pancake dough. So what I'm gonna do now is break these out. And remember to spray them down first. What I'm gonna do is take this, I could use a smaller one, but I'm only gonna do half of each muffin tray, because I want to put the cinnamon swirl in. It's not going to be quite swirly, but you'll see what I do. Now we won't be I won't be filling these up all the way because they do rise a little bit. There's my fork. No big deal. What you do is take like a globful, and then that might even be too much. I'll put some of this in here. There you go. Just swirl it around, that's all. Don't have to mix it up. Just swirl it around, because it'll be on the inside of your muffin. See how much I've made? I've really made too much. That's no big deal. It's only sugar and butter. I mean, who doesn't have sugar and butter in their house? All right, that's it. Now we're gonna go back to refilling these. About the same amount, just to cover. Rob from the rich, get to the poor. Just to top them off. I should have put the chocolate chips inside, maybe with the swirl, but it's no big deal. You can do it any way you want. Chocolate. Okay. Now, should have your oven on 350. If you have a convection like I do, keep the fan off. All we're doing is cooking it. We don't want to dry it. And this is ready to go in. Let's put this on the bottom. The recipe does say for a full hour. I agree with that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check it every, I'll probably check it in about 45 minutes, and I'm gonna do the toothpick test. Meaning I can't see what's on the inside, but if it looks good on the outside, I'll take a Q-tip and I'll pierce the muffin, and if any residual banana bread dough, like wet dough, comes out, like it's still raw, I know it still needs to stay in. for a longer period of time. I've never made them with muffins, so I don't know what the outcome is going to be like, but we will see in about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. See you then. All right, well, as you can see, I've only been waiting for about 20 minutes, but I started to smell it. So, and in my experience, if I can start smelling it, I'm gonna go ahead and check it. So we're gonna go ahead and check it together. Oh, would you look at that? From the looks of it, they've only been in there for only, what, 20 minutes? They look done. But you don't know what the insides are like until you check it with a Q-tip, or a Q-tip. A toothpick. Q-tip, toothpick, meh. Up a little bit. It's hot. You want to get right in the middle. Huh. Actually looks good. Now I can feel they are a little bit done in the middle, but they're not totally done in the middle. I can still feel a softness that's giving me pause, but they really do look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire down to about 250, because I don't want the outside to burn or to dry out, but I want the inside to just cook up. So, and I'll check it back in about 15 minutes. So I'll see you guys then. All right, it's been about 10 minutes since I last checked them, and they do look good. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take, it's only been 35 minutes. They're supposed to be in there for an hour, but they're in muffin trays, and it's a convection oven, and I don't know. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and take one out and well, break it open. I mean, they look really good. If you want to look at these look really nice. But I'm only going to take one out because I have a feeling that the insides are still not done. Break out my trusty fork. Get one that's relatively not the biggest one, but not the smallest one. So. Like the best of both worlds. Oh wow! Yeah, chocolate. That's kind of hot. Well, I mean, they have a good weight to them. They really look good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this in half and see if it's still, if it's done or if it's still raw on the inside. What do you know? I mean, you can see the swirl. The swirl's just sugar and butter, so that's going to be melted anyway. The swirl's going to keep the inside probably a little bit moist. Wow. They are done. They're 100% done. I mean, it's... Wow. I'm going to do them in muffins more often. The banana, this is the sugar. Yeah, cut your oven off. I got a hint I haven't tasted any chocolate yet, but no, taste of this chocolate right here. Banana bread and chocolate. It sounded good at the time, but you could do without the chocolate. It's good. It's just the chocolate takes away from the flavor, and it doesn't add anything to it. Now, if I spread a little bit of peanut butter on that thing, now that'd be good. Anyway, the muffin came out really, really nice. Really nice. I mean, it is moist inside because of the cinnamon filling that I put in there. But for the most part, they're perfectly done. They are better than perfectly done. I'm really surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm so gonna do this more often. I'm glad I did that video today, because I had no idea what was gonna happen. I've never done them in muffin pans, and I've never did them with the cinnamon swirl. Well, see it here. I'm sure other people have tried it, but I had all the ingredients set out to do it, and then I realized I did not have a bread pan, like a loaf pan, bread loaf pan. So I'm looking around and rummaging around the kitchen, and I find the muffin tray that my brother and I used for a project last year. All right, well, let's try it. I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. Wow, it was amazing. So amazing. Anyway, there you have it. Banana bread with a cinnamon swirl and chocolate chips on top. I'm proud of it. I like it. It tastes really good. I'm gonna see if one of the other girls like to try it, see if they like it. My name is Chris Bone. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like what you see, press the like button, subscribe if you like. If you have any requests, please let me know down below. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care, cook often, be safe, have fun.